Hi, this is Lars. Welcome back to the shop. Well, actually, we're in a different shop today. We got our xTool F1 laser, and these are the two boxes we came in. One box had make block on it, and the other box had absolutely nothing on it. Okay, so the big box came with the xTool F1, the xTool desktop smoke purifier, and the xTool F1 slide extension, and the xTool RA2. And we'll get into all these things in a minute, but let's get into the other box. So the second box, the smaller box, had xTool fire safety kit in it and this thing that said xTool selected, which is really the F1 laser material kit. Now we got all this stuff from a company called Wellbots. We'll put the website in the link in the description down below. They have bundle packages that you can buy there. We're not affiliated with Wellbots. We're not affiliated with xTool. This is a package that Wellbots put together, not an xTool package. So if you're more interested in it, you want to go look at it, we'll put the link in the description below. So let's unbox the xTool F1 and see what's in it. We've got a cloth to clean the mirrors. We've got a manual. But inside the manual, there's only 10 pages you need to read. The user manual is just in a bunch of different languages. Otherwise, it is pretty thick. There's a USB cable to connect to your PC. There's 4 green boxes, 2 big and 2 small. And then there's the F1. Inside of these 2 boxes are your power cables. Okay, these make up your power cable. You've got your power block. And then the other one, you've got the actual power cable, which is a computer power cord. In this box is the fume hose, if you will. It's pretty short, but it just connects to the back of the F1. And then it can either go out a window unless you have one of the desktop purifiers. This over here. This box has in it the plate for cutting, and it also has in a material, a bunch of different little pieces of material that came with it. We'll put that back in there. It also has some grease. Inside of the F1, there's also some more foam holding everything together. So try to pull this out like this, because this is protecting your lasers. Inside of this piece of foam, you have your 90-degree hold, and you have your plate that goes on the bottom of the F1. Now this little guy you can put on the outside to hold a bigger pattern, or you can put it on the inside and secure it down. And it just screws down like this. Now, to grease this with the Peng Sheng grease, you need to open up the cap. There'll be a silver cover on it. And then you need to put a bead of grease up. There's a little channel here. Just put a bead of grease on each side. So when this thing becomes kind of stiff, you just want to keep it greased. And then take it and move it up and down a few times to get that distributed. And then it'll move easier. On the back side of the F1, there's a key. It looks like a little tiny USB drive, and that goes in the first bay. The next bay connects you to the desktop air purifier. The next one is reserved. Then you have your power connector and your on and your off switch. There's 2 USB switches on the side here. One goes to your computer, and the other one just has it looks like it's just a bonus USB plug. Don't know what that's for yet. You do get an extra key. Make sure you put this in a secure place. I will give this to my wife and she'll find a place for it. That's it with the F1. Alright, so let's unpack the desktop smoke purifier. One thing in it comes out with a manual. It's a lot like the other book. I mean, it seemed pretty thick, but there's a little bit to read in it, and it's in multiple languages. Got your xTool piece of cardboard. You got your little power block, and then let's start unpacking this. This here is going to contain your pipe to go between your smoke purifier and your F1, and then this guy just this screws on like this. Yeah, like that. So once that's screwed on, you can connect it and make sure it's on there tight. Inside, you're going to pull out the xTool. Get it out of here. Smoke purifier. It looks like this. Pretty nice looking piece of machinery. Here's the power cable. Again, it's another PC cable. And you're going to get a USB cable that has USB-C on both sides. And you're going to end up with 2 extra air filters. Now I'll show you where these guys go. You open the top, you've got your filter block, and on the bottom there's honeycomb, and on the top is your pre-filters. That's what these guys are. So you can pull this out of here, and there's your other honeycomb. There's also a carbon filter inside of here that will clean out most of the fumes, but this here gets all the pre-work out of the way. I got to look up, or we've got to look up when and how often these pre-filters have to be changed, but they do send you 2 extra ones, so that's a bonus. This guy goes back on with the instructions toward the back. So this is the inlet on the back as a top. This goes on here, and this would connect to the F1 like that, and then this is the out vent. So this one you can connect this way. You could probably use the other connector from the F1 to take this off to out a window or wherever you need to take it. So the USB port right here connects to the first USB port from the right on the F1, and those 2 will communicate with each other. There's a power switch, there's a power plug, and then there's your max and your min setting. There's actually 3 settings here. There's min, there's medium, and then there's max. And I believe that is it to go with the desktop smoke purifier. Alright, the next box we have is the F1 slide extension. This makes your little work area, the little 4x4 work area, into a 4x16. Inside of this box is a manual. There's more packing. You have the actual slide extension, which has got some weight to it, let me tell you. Separator, and then you have 2 of what they call clamp 1s, and you have 3 what's called clamp 2s. These guys here lock 90 degrees, so when they go they lock. You got to lift them up to turn them back out. There's a rule that you can slide in, and you can bring this all the way up to 0. It goes from 0 to 17, looks like about 17 and a half, and there is a -1 down here, so I'm sure you probably could get about 18 and a half, maybe 19 inches on this. You have a USB cable and a little Allen wrench screwdriver. So this guy would end up setting inside of here. I'm just going to take this out for the moment, like this. Okay, I don't know how it fastens it down at the moment, but on the side there's a 2 little USB cables. One's for your computer, the other one is for attachments, and this would plug into here, and there's the other side of the USB is at the bottom here. It's on the back of this, on its right side on the back. So that's all about this guy for the moment. Okay, this is the RA2, and this is the Rotary Attachment 2 Pro. I don't know if you can still buy the RA2. I haven't seen it on the internet anywhere, but this came with the bundle that we got. This is the difference between the RA2 and the RA2 Pro is the RA2 Pro comes with a chuck. Now, if you know anything about a lathe or a drill press, they have a chuck that hangs on to things. That's what this is in this box here. We'll get into that in a minute. This system comes with 3 different cables. Okay, this cable here with the bin kind of connector on it, this is for a M1 or a P2. The one that has the 2 Molex connectors on them, these guys here are for the D1 or the D1 Pro, and the one that has just the USB and the Molex on the other end, this connects to the F1. Okay, so these guys here we'll put away, but it's a good thing that you can buy one tool and it will connect to any of their systems. It comes with a bunch of screws. Some of these are spare screws, but for the most part these are to get the chuck and everything hooked in. There's a level, and the reason you need a level, to get this out of here, is for this. This is the roller system, and the level will allow you to level out your roller system. Okay, I'm not going to level this in this video, but basically you set this on top and it'll tell you if it's level. Actually mine's level, but maybe just my bench is level. And you need to level on the A, the B, and the C. It also comes with 2 hex screwdrivers so you can adjust your screws. It comes with 3 posts, and let me remember the name of these. They're called stud components, which go into the chuck, and you can do rings and watches and stuff like that, because you can put them on the outside and expand them out to the ring. This is a support tool in case you need to support something out here. That's pretty much it. So let me open up the chuck so you guys can see what this looks like. Everything is so well packaged from this company. Alright, so the chuck has a bunch of little parts here, and if you have ever worked on a drill press or a drill, an old-fashioned drill, this is a key to tighten the chuck, and this is the actual chuck itself. And then you have different arms that you can put onto the chuck to make it, so that you can expand them and contract them to hang on to stuff. And then there's what they call the tail, which goes on the other side. So this would end up on this side, and the chuck would end up on this side. Now, I don't know how it gets supported yet. I believe this just kind of just sets on here like that. Gets screwed in like that. And then this guy sets over here somehow, shape, or form. So once we get more involved in this and get this moving along, we'll have another video about how it works 100%, how to set it up, how to do maintenance on it, how to get it level, and whatnot. So there are more videos to come on everything that we have showed you today. So we'll probably have a video just for the F1. There'll be another video just for the rotary, or more videos on the rotary. There'll be videos on the extension table, and there's one more box we got to talk about.
Now we're going to talk about some of the materials that come with the xTool F1. In the larger box, one of the green boxes, you get some materials that come with it. You get 2 pieces of wood disc. You've got some metal business cards, 2 small pieces of acrylic, looks like 1/8 inch. You get some pet tags, 2 leatherette patches. You've got a slate coaster. This is your photo paper, and then you get it looks like a couple pieces of wood. I'm not sure what the millimeter thickness of it, but these are all the items that come with the F1 when you purchase it. As part of the Wellbots combination package that we bought, it came with xTool selected. It's an F1 laser material kit. And it comes with a lot of fun toys in here that we get to play with. There are suede pouches, looks like about 8 of them maybe in here, that you can engrave on. There's 3 different necklaces, about a half a dozen hearts that you can do. There's a couple rectangular leather patches, as well as some bookmark corners, rounded ones, and hearts. It comes with more of the metal business cards. There's about 10 of each pack of this, a couple different shades of black, a blue, and a red. It also came with some of the Apple wristbands for watches. There's 4 of them here. Comes with a couple more of the slate coasters. And then it comes with all of these nameplates. A lot of these are the ones that once you engrave into them, it'll be red on top and then it'll be a different color down in once you engrave. It came with 2 large pieces of acrylic. One's frosted, one is matte, but both of them are black. Comes with some different cardstock papers, more of the picture paper. I think this is the shrink ink paper that you can cut. And that's it. It's quite a nice package of things to play with and learn. So you can learn more about the xTool F1.
Alright, this is the xTool fire safety set. This is the last part, the last box that came with the F1 bundle that we purchased. It's a pretty big manual. Again, it's like the other ones, it's got a bunch of different sections for different languages, but this one actually has 12 different pages. This has a lot of parts in it. Alright, it's got a whole bunch of stuff here. It's got a little, this is the sensor where you hook all your sensors in. This is the plug that you put in your outlet. It's actually a wireless plug. Okay, so it's got a connector that goes over airwaves. If it does sense a fire, this thing will send off a signal. There's an audible alarm that is a beep. If it's a small fire, it's going to be like 1 beep, 2 beeps, 3 beeps. If it's a medium fire, they'll get a little more rapid. If it's a fire going down, it'll be pretty rapid. And then you have these canisters, which are CO2 canisters. If anyone has ever saw it like a BB gun back in when they were younger, these are monstrous size CO2 canisters. They look just like them except for they got a threaded top. Once these things go in, you can't take them back out. They're going to discharge. So be aware of that. If you ever do a discharge, you may need to, well, you'll have to replace them. You have to order them from X1. This is the actual system itself that everything runs off of. Set that up. Well, it sets like this. And then there's I believe this is the power cord. Yeah. With its power block that goes to it. And then I'm not going to dig all these out of here. I'll dig one out. But these are the sensors. And these all have to get plugged into this, which gets plugged into this. And you have to run these back from your device where there would be fire to this main box. And then this guy sends out a signal to the thing and shuts everything down. The way you would test these is you would just bring a candle light or a lighter or something up in front of them. Don't get too close to them because you don't want to melt this. This is plastic. And it will start beeping. At that point, you want to stop. They say test this thing about once a month. But if you test them to the point where it's going to say, hey, there's a fire, these things will discharge. And then you got to buy new ones. So please, if you do buy the system, read this manual, know this manual. Once we get this set up and we go through everything, we'll put a video together on maintenance and how to get the system tested and actually the entire setup that we go through. All right, so that will conclude this video. Thanks for coming by the shop. If you like the video, please click like. I'd like to thank all the subscribers that we have right now. And if you would like to subscribe, please click the subscribe button. Come back to the shop and have a good day.